Okay, hello everybody, and warm welcome to our next Finland TalentMatch X Tech and IT session, Beyond the Permit, Finding Home in Finland. My name is Pentti, and I'm one of the organizers of today's event. I hope you have all enjoyed the event so far, and just a quick reminder before we start. Our event follows the Safer Space principles, so let's discuss in a manner that is respectful and inclusive. Should you need help at any point, our moderator is here to help you. We invite you all to ask questions on the chat, and the most upvoted questions will be answered at the end of this session. Our next speaker is truly one of a kind. She is the founder and CEO of Intero Integration, Finland's first relocation and integration company. Having lived in 5 countries, Marii Juht knows firsthand the importance of making integration both seamless and human. Huge thank you, Marii, for joining us today. And without further ado, the stage is yours.
All right, thank you so much. Sharing my screen in a moment. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, now I can see it as well. Thank you everyone for joining today, and thank you, Pia, for this amazing introduction. I appreciate. But yeah, my name is Marii, and as Pia said, I'm a CEO and the founder of Intero Integration, and I will tell you a little bit about myself, but then today we focus about the relocation to Finland and then what happens after relocation, which is the long-term pathway, being really feeling home in Finland. So a little bit about myself. I have lived in 5 different countries, and in all of these countries, I have worked with international families, helping them to relocate, but also or mostly integrate in local society, and part of Intero, and then my relocation and integration expert journey started from these countries. And I have previously also done a big research about integration in Estonia with the Estonian government, and also currently helping Estonian government to redesign their integration training for newcomers. But maybe a little bit, I will share a little bit about my personal journey. That when I moved to Finland, I actually thought that I was really prepared, because I have spent quite many childhood summers in Hämeenlinna, so I knew the language and the culture, and I had already lived by this time many other countries, which integration process for me was quite straightforward and quite easy. And I thought that what different could it really be? But when I arrived to Finland, the hardest part for me was the culture, and realizing that even a job, a partner, a home, I really still didn't feel that I belonged here. And I know a lot of people who have moved already to Finland have felt something similar. And so I see it like there are a lot of things that you can find out Googling, or you have to kind of experience themselves, or have someone who's like has the insider information to tell you, and that will help you way faster to integrate in a new country. But yeah, so relocation is just not moving your physical things or yourself in a new country, but it's actually moving your whole life and family and your identity and everything, and starting from the scratch. But there is a good thing about this, that once you know where to look for the information, or you receive or you have access to right information at the right time, it really truly opens up many doors, and I think Finland in general will open up in amazing ways. So today I will focus on practical steps that you need to know, or what are the steps that you can do to come to Finland, and then a little bit more of the human side, which is my passion. Yeah. So if we talk about the relocation, then to come to Finland, you need legal base to be here, to enter the country. And for that, you need, of course, like residence permit, but before you need some kind of like, are you going to be a student in Finland, or you're going to have a job? So you need to have these documents in order. And then, of course, after you have applied for your residence permit, it's approved, you are on your way to Finland, then I would really highly suggest you already before arrival, you search a little bit about housing and like the housing system overall. Are you going to find like a permanent housing option, or you just decide to go with the temporary? But make sure you do like some research about this. And a very important point is to gather all the important documents. Is it like your birth or marriage certificates, your diplomas, even sometimes you need vaccination records. These kind of like very important documents, just take it with you, because I have previously had a situation with one of my customers who had forgotten one of these paper, and the whole process got very delayed. And of course, as much as possible, research about the Finnish culture, people over here, the daily life, of course, the climate, the food. So all about Finland, to kind of onboard yourself already before the arrival. And then after arrival, the very important steps is like to actually prove your identity. Who are you? Get your personal or social security number, and then register with all the official, get all the official documentation in order for you, because this is basis for all the next steps that you're going to do in Finland. And I really want to kind of suggest you to apply for Finnish ID, especially like, I mean, when you come outside of European Union, please apply for Finnish ID as soon as possible, because it will make the rest of the process way faster. Even opening your bank account will be way faster. And then when you're already here, find out your local area healthcare center, research about healthcare and how the system works, and make sure, or like if you have some kind of questions, go to people to actually ask, because it's really important to understand these things. And then take your schools if you have your family with you, your children, or also, for example, you have a spouse with you who would like to study in a university. That would be also a good thing. And of course, like all the local services, like, I don't know, libraries, transportation, different communities. So these are, I think, good to kind of keep yourself updated. And what I want to what I want to say out here is that think about relocation as is like a checklist for you that gets you through the door. And then integration is something that really helps you to feel at home when you're already inside that home. So, and I highly suggest you to prepare yourself as much as possible, because even when we look at statistics, then 60% of international assignments or relocations fail because of not having enough preparation. So it's really important for you to prepare yourself as much as possible, and not only about the paperwork, but also emotionally and understand the culture a little bit. It will help you greatly when you already arrive to Finland. And if we talk about this list could be really long if I could if I could have like a more time, but if I bring out 5 top things or 5 important things to do to successfully integrate in Finland, I would say that learn the systems in a way that get the basics done as soon as you arrive, so that you can focus on your life overall in Finland, that you can start building. So all the bureaucratic steps, try to make it happen as fast as possible. And one really big thing for me, I think people don't generally maybe think about it so much, but say yes, like to coffees, to sauna invitations, to after work drinks, these kind of small moments really build trust. And if you search about Finland overall, you will understand that the society in Finland is all about trust, building on trust. So it will help you to meet people. And communities and hobbies, I think people in Finland really connect through doing things together, having like hobby groups or some sports, maybe ice hockey or skiing, try something new and or volunteer language cafes. It will give you a great access to people and start building your community around you. And of course, make sure you include your family, your children, and your spouse when they are with you. So yeah, and then the last thing, I feel like I think language. No one, I think, expects you to speak in a fluent level Finnish, but starting to learn Finnish really shows the respect for the culture, and it helps you to connect with people better. And I think Finnish people really appreciate when you can speak, and practice Finnish. It shows respect and opens doors for you. And just wanted to put this separately here. I really mean it. Say yes to a lot of things, especially at the beginning. Later, you can take this time and change the focus a little bit to filter out like what are the things that you would maybe want to focus more. But say yes to many things, to different events, meeting with different people for a coffee, and overall, I think it will give you a great access to information, knowledge, people, and of course, understanding more the culture side in Finland. I have written down like these 3 columns of information where you can find information. This list is quite heavy, but I just wanted to put it out here. And just remember that information is your best tool. It's important to know where to find official information about documentation processes or anything related to basis of you living in Finland, and all that I have gathered in the first column. I think these websites you will already anyway visit them on the way to Finland or when you arrive, but it's just like good to know. And then also you can do some additional research and reading like on these websites. And then, of course, the local service hubs. It's really important you to know what local services are provided for you as a resident of certain city, for example, because your municipality is here to serve you, to help you, to support you in many different ways. So check out how they can help you, and what structure the municipality has, like what libraries, what events, how they can support your spouse, or how some other service providers can help you with your integration journey and relocation. And then the third column is community and peer network. So this is how and where to meet people, probably the most important column, I would say. Find communities, try out different communities. I think it's really important to go to different communities and really meet these people over there, have conversations, and see if your values really match with those communities. And I recently attended this one community building event, and I really loved how a person said over there that, hey, if you can't find like your community in Finland, then build your own, gather a few people that you really enjoy spending time, or they bring some value to your life, and just create your own community or network. So I think this is really, really important. And one thing that I want to say is don't wait until you feel stuck. Really start building your support system the moment you land. You can even start doing it before, but belonging really doesn't just happen. It needs work. It is built by you step by step, and connection by connection, meeting people. And the most important thing is that don't forget to ask help. You have a lot of people who want to help you, a lot of systems, a lot of communication opportunities, a lot of communities. So don't forget to ask help when you feel stuck. And as I said before, I think relocation is moving your life, actually, physically coming from somewhere else and moving everything, shifting your life to Finland. But integration is all about to actually live it, live your life in a new country. And I see belonging that you really truly feel that you're part of the society, and you feel this home feeling, like I really feel at home. So you feel very accepted and connected in Finland. And so yeah, it's all about feeling safe to be you, and to be accepted, the diversity that you bring, the whole self that you bring. This is all about what integration actually is, at least for me personally. And this is something that we see at Intero integration. And Finland may surprise you. I'm sure that for many people at first, it's you're surprised about the silence, and that people are focusing on their own journeys and on their own lives, and how systems work. But within time, you will learn more about the culture, the country, the people, and it will really kind of build also trust in you and its unique ways of living. So I would like to leave you with knowing that to be accepted, you don't have to leave your own culture, your beliefs, your language behind. You need to bring all of this here, and you need to feel safe to be you, and just start building a new version of you here in Finland, with all your beautiful things that you bring with you to Finland. So Finland is happy to have you, and people are maybe at the beginning quiet, but they are very welcoming and very supportive. So this was me, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, even like later on. I know that we have now Q&A moment here, but if you have even questions later on, you can reach out to me. There's my phone number, my email. You can check out our website, or just even message me in LinkedIn. That's the easiest way to catch me. So, but thank you for this opportunity, and I wish everyone welcome to Finland, and then everyone who's here. I hope that you're enjoying your journey in Finland.
Thank you, Marii, so much for your wonderfully detailed, practical and humane presentation. I especially loved your point of bringing your whole self to Finland. We have a few really good questions on the chat. So the first goes, does Intero integration help looking for jobs in Finland, or do you offer relocation services after someone has secured a job from Finland and is planning to relocate?
Yeah. So we don't provide job matching service. We come along after you have secured the position, like after you have signed the contract, then we basically can help you from that moment onwards. So we try our best to always. We have people sometimes who reach out to us job related matters, but I always try to forward these people to someone who can help them better with that field. So yeah, we do relocation and integration after you have secured your study spot or your work spot in Finland.
Okay. And then we have a really practical good question as well. Do we have minimum deposit or bond amount while renting a home or an apartment in Finland? How does that usually work?
I think it's really different. It depends what, because there are different, like for example, there is like a Lumo, are you going to rent apartment from the private individual? Then you have, most certainly you have like a certain amount of deposit. Is it like 1 month, 2 months, or I have even seen apartments that have 3 months. But I think it's like average is like maybe 2 months or 1 month. But with like there are service providers like Lumo, for example, and I think there is more Sato or not Unity, sorry. Yeah, so they have like they have different options. Like at times you have a very small deposit, or sometimes you don't have to even pay any deposit. So I think it just depends, like what are you after, and what kind of option you can find yourself.
Yeah, thank you. And then we have a question related to the everyday social life in Finland. What would you recommend? How could I socialize more to break out from isolation? And this is from a person who lives in a smaller village in the countryside and who is coming from a very vibrant city in Europe. So what advice would you provide them?
First of all, I hear you, and I understand that it might be very difficult, especially when you come from very vibrant European city and landing in a very like a smaller city or smaller town in Finland. I think it's all about not boxing yourself into the apartment, even when there is like a language barrier. You should still put yourself out there, find different I think every town, every city in Finland has local communities that you can go in, and people are very welcoming. Find even like sometimes you can find from Facebook like a local communities who are active in these cities or towns. You can also check like Eventbrite has like events also in a different smaller towns. But I would really truly find different smaller communities that I know that they might not be internationals, but it will still help you to build connections with people, even with the language barrier. And it might even be good, because you can start maybe learning and practicing your Finnish as well with people. But there are also like a lot of online events in Finland that you can like. There, like the whole Finland is included in these events, different kind of communities. You can even reach out to me after this session, and you can email me or contact me. I'm happy to kind of give you some guidelines how to kind of build community around you.
Thank you. And I can warmly recommend contacting Marii for these practical tips. And our audience can still come up with questions. But while you're thinking about what to ask, I would like to ask Marii one question. Do you think it's appropriate for international applicants to discuss integration during a job interview in Finland? And if so, what is the best way to approach it in the job interview?
I think that if you are international hire, for example, you should touch this topic on your job interview in a way to understand like how the company's internal culture works. You know, they have like a previous experience having like an international in their team? What are the internal support methods, you know, to support you being part of or joining the company, for example. I think it's a very healthy topic, and I think every company who is hiring should think about like how can I support the best my new employee, with the diverse background employee. And I think this is a very healthy point to have conversation during the job interview, definitely.
Precisely. Then what would you say are the green flags international talents should look for to know if an employer is truly able and willing to help them in integration?
I think also asking like the questions regarding of their like previous experiences or wanting to understand like how they are planning to support you, for example, when you join the company, because it really will show you if they have thought through these things, you know, because like some companies, when they hire, they just, you know, take this as a, I don't know, just like a next hire, you know, but they don't think through that actually having someone joining the company from like, you know, relocating here or having diverse background who's already in Finland, it will change the company's culture. And of course, like in my opinion, very positively, but you have to understand that if the hiring person or the manager, if they have really thought through, and for that you need to ask like a lot of questions regarding of that. Of course, you can see their website, ask if they have a buddy program or what kind of support they provide. But I think oftentimes asking questions is better to just rely on their website or social media, because sometimes it can be very different in a real life. Yeah.
Precisely. And then we have one more questions from the audience. So what is a major cultural difference that international members feel that you are aware of when they reach Finland?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear the first part.
Yes. What is a major cultural difference that international members feel when they arrive to Finland?
I think what I mentioned before, maybe the silence or the quietness of everywhere, and then that people are like focusing on their own things, so that the streets are so quiet. I think this is like the first thing. I just last week had a session with someone who arrived to Finland, and they were so shocked how quiet the airport was. And they kept talking about for 30 minutes because they arrive from a very, very big and very how to say, like very energetic country. So I think that the quietness of people and surrounding and of course when you step out, you arrive, for example, you arrive in Helsinki or on your way already. Then maybe the nature for some countries, like for some, because you don't maybe have like in a bigger city so much nature, but then you can see that it's really clean, very lot of it's very clean and very green. But yeah, I would say from people's side, very like that they are more like quiet and focused on their everyday life, their own things, and people giving each other a lot of space. I think these are the things that have come up often. But I love here one thing. I think it also depends what time you're arriving. And that depends also your cultural shock, if I'm honest. We have previously had our customer who arrived from Malaysia in November to Helsinki, and the climate change. It was so different for him. Like he was Googling and everything, but it was just like the climate was so different, and so it was all about that.
Yes, I think you described the Finnish culture perfectly. As a Finn, I do agree. But that's all the time we have today. So huge thank you, Marii. And make sure to follow her on socials if you want to keep learning about integration in Finland. And thank you everyone for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the event, and I will see you in the next